Welcome to this month's top monthly online videos. I am coming to you live from my living room where we have constructed a fort, which is a very professional setting. And our special guest this week is Geordie, coming to you from his living room? Bedroom? Oh, there, and he's gone.
I was trying to make an entrance, but apparently made an exit too.
Beautiful, really great on both entrance and exit skills. So this month we wanted to talk a little bit about what people are doing at home to kind of cure their boredom. I know that this is like a time where everyone is feeling in a bit of a rut, which is fair, and a lot of people are making a lot of cool stuff.
Are they doing cool? I mean,
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, done. Sorted. Have you not seen anything cool?
Yeah, I mean, do you mean brands or do you mean like people in general?
I mean, I just assumed that brands would be doing things at this point, because people are like looking for entertainment, like they have an urge for it at the moment. So I thought surely there must be, but looking online and trying to find things for this video was like really quite difficult, and it just led me back to the stuff that people were making themselves. But there is definitely like a lot of things that I think could be taken, like from the little live stream DJ sets that we've seen like popping up everywhere, taking all of that free time that everyone has now, and you can make it brand focused or whatever focused, because people are like really wanting to be entertained. They want something to make them not bored.
Yeah, but that's that's the thing. I think there is kind of like two ways of looking at creators and content creating in this landscape. I think we all feel pressured suddenly because we're at home. We need to be creating stuff. We need to be outputting stuff. And I feel like some of this content is not going to be authentic because it feels forced, and it is forced. But there is also the other side of things, which to me, again, it feels more about connection. All those live panels that are being created out of the blue. WGSN is doing it. You can see now the editors giving the report from their houses. You can feel, like, I think something very interesting is that I could feel their delivery getting much better. Like, people is way better on camera when they're at their houses, when they're relaxed, when they don't feel the pressure of having a camera, a light. I believe that this is gonna help the content that some of the brands create to be a bit more honest.
Yeah.
Feel more honest. It's like we're going from, the more produced the better to the less produced the better, TikTok shit, for example. I think also purposeless content is
do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a great thing. It's a great thing of getting rid of that pressure of creating, of having a purpose. If I feel like I want to look at my knee for an hour, I'll just do it. And if I want to stream it, why not?
Look at your knee for an hour. I would really want you to do that as a stream just to prove the point. I think you're right though. I think, like, I can remember one thing that we're all saying, like, as a team, is that now on YouTube there's so much stuff that's trying very hard to like gain an audience that it can fail a lot. Whereas, like, if you look at the start of YouTube and like the kind of things that people were uploading, it was just like what they were doing for fun, and that often like gave way to a lot more creative ideas.
We're going back to the basics. You've got the Jimmy Fallon episode at home. Do you think it's funny?
Well, like, when I first watched it, he had the little handwritten thing by his daughter or whatever. I was like, that's cute. And then 1 minute in, I was like, I need to turn this off now. It's actually very boring. The gimmick of it caught my eye. I mean, Jimmy Fallon isn't an expert in that field of organic, like, from home content, which like people are making all the time now. What do you think brands need to be doing to kind of get into that space, if that's the space that everyone's watching?
Now, these spaces, like, virtual spaces, we're talking about Instagram, TikTok, all those spaces. People need them more than ever, in a more vital way. And they're connecting through those spaces, in those spaces. And I think it would be a mistake for brands to hijack those spaces, because now it's kind of a therapy. To be honest, to me, I might be wrong, but it feels like brands should sit back and watch and those like innovation always comes from these spaces. It's just like try not to hijack them too soon, and at some point there's going to be time for them to get into the conversation and connect with the customers. But I don't think that's the time. The solution might be more towards creating those platforms. So instead of like getting into that conversation, allowing people to upload this content, to create this content, to connect, creating those platforms, because brands have the means. For example, something that like Lisa from our team shared, something that Formula One did, which was when they got canceled, like one of the Grand Prix got canceled. What they did is that they did like a virtual Grand Prix. It was people playing the Formula One game. So I think they found a really interesting way of like bringing people, like it's been playing Formula One for a long time, and just giving them this space that usually is used by the actual Grand Prix and actual pilots. Of course, they did it in a way that they include pilots in some way, but like what they did is create that platform and bring it to the virtual, like to the e-games landscape. And I think that's something that brand-wise, it was to me quite clever, and it didn't feel invasive, and it didn't feel awkward.
Yeah.
I think I need to go to the bathroom, Charlotte. How can we do that? I mean,
So
shall we?
Shall I pause
Shall
your?
we pause?
Yeah,
Can
pause
you
the
put like?
recording.
Can you put like a little? No, let's not pause the recording. Can you put like a little timer? You know, like pause
For
for the
how long
bathroom.
it takes
Bathroom
you to
pause.
go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I don't know, something like that. Let's create
Okay,
content
fine.
with it.
Okay, yeah, bathroom pause. Off you trot.
See ya. Watch out, I'm coming. Oh shit, no, the plan! I wasn't, no, no, fuck, no.
Such a spectacular entrance. I can't even tell you how fun that. Look at us creating content, just doing what feels right, falling into plants.
Well, might as well finish that. Wait a second.
And now, welcome to the section of the Top Monthly videos where we repot a plant. Yeah, we need continuity. It's staying in. Okay.
Okay.
So we've obviously spoken a lot about kind of stuff that brands can do and that people can do, but like, have you seen any real life examples of anything like that? Any content that's like sparked an interest?
So I was thinking about the other day, like everybody's doing reels, editing, recaps, highlights, because you've got the footage, right? So you might as well do something with it. And what this guy did, it's a highlight of the the football Euro 2016, in what I think is a very clever way, and that could be applied to something that we create our homes, because you only need a fan, a camera, a newspaper, and some drawing skills, of course. But I think it was a really interesting way of presenting a highlights piece. We need to find a way of repurpose, not recycle, not reuse, but repurpose the content that we already have and the assets that we have to create new content. I think that's the key of the, of the problem. Not the problem, of the challenge. That's the key of the challenge. I think that like these 2 weeks, instead of giving us solutions, have brought more questions into the mix. But I think it's the process. The process, to me, it's about finding the right questions. And I think those 2 weeks of isolation, in terms of like content creating for brands, have provided us with a few questions that we were not thinking about. And that, in the answer of those questions might be one or two, or like part of the solution for, content creating for brands in the midterm. When I was like rambling about stopping and watching and like not forcing it, I did it in a very like positive and optimistic way, in the sense like it's gonna happen. Like we are, creative machines. We're gonna come up with cool shit. We're gonna find new ways of communicating, engaging brands with people. In this sense, I was watching a video the other day, and it's just a contemplation on words. It's a visual poem. It's something to sit back and enjoy, and that's it. I think people will enjoy it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's simple. It's very poetic, but at the same time, it's very cleverly produced. That's my contribution to people. Well, that's not mine. It's actually endless and Lisa's contribution. But
Yeah,
I'm just
but
here.
someone's
I'm just here generating the platform for them to
giving them the
say
platform.
it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there you
Okay.
go.
So I think that's like a nice way to end it. So I'll leave the whole video at the end of this video, and then everyone just like have a watch and have a moment, because I think the key takeaway that we've had from this interesting episode, that is definitely more of a podcast where we sound like we know how to cure the entire world's problems, which we fucking don't, but it's just a case of like listen and enjoy the things that are already out there, that people are going to continue to put out there, and just kind of go with the flow, like see what happens, follow what people are doing, and like put some time aside to like watch good videos, and this is one of them.